I didn't run.
I want to say this first. Nothing happened that night. No attack, no chase, no headlines. And that's exactly why this story matters. Because the most dangerous moments don't announce themselves. They arrive quietly, disguised as coincidence, as imagination, as nothing. I wasn't afraid. That's important. Fear is loud. This wasn't fear. This was awareness switching on. It started with a feeling I didn't respect enough. Not panic, not dread, just a subtle resistance in my body, like walking against a current you can't see. I noticed my pace change. I hadn't decided to slow down, my body did it for me. That's when I looked up. Crowded street, early evening, people everywhere. Noise, light, motion. The safest kind of place. That's where people think nothing can happen. I saw him then. Nothing special, not threatening, not memorable. Mid-30s maybe, neutral clothes, neutral face. The kind of man your eyes slide past. That's why he worked. I didn't think he's following me. That thought comes later. I thought, why is he still there? 3 blocks later, different street, same distance, same pace. Still behind me. Still not close enough to feel aggressive. Still not far enough to feel random. People misunderstand this part. They think danger moves fast. It doesn't. Real danger tests first. I told myself what everyone tells themselves. You're tired, you're overthinking, you've watched too many stories like this one. So I did what logic suggests. I changed direction. A sharp turn, no hesitation. If it was coincidence, it would break. It didn't. His reflection caught in a dark store window. Still there, still matching, still casual. Looking at his phone, not looking at me. That's when the feeling finally found a name. Not fear, recognition. Something was paying attention to me. And that's where most people make their mistake. They wait for certainty. Predators rely on that. I decided to test it. Not him, myself, because if you're wrong, it's better to know early. I stopped. Not abruptly, naturally, like something in a window had caught my attention. My reflection looked back at me. His appeared beside it. He stopped too. Not instantly, half a second later, like he was matching my timing. That detail matters. People who are just walking don't adjust timing. They either pass you or stop independently. He adjusted. I started walking again, slower. So did he. Faster. So did he. My body didn't hesitate anymore. It already knew. My mind, however, was still looking for excuses. I turned onto a side street. Less light, fewer people. I wanted coincidence to break. It didn't. He followed. Still not close, still accidental. That's what control looks like. I felt something unexpected. Not panic, clarity. The moment when something becomes obvious, even if it's dangerous. I stopped thinking about what would happen to me. I started thinking about how he was thinking, what he was testing, what he was waiting for. And then, he disappeared. Just gone. I reached an intersection. More light, more people, cameras above the street. And he was no longer there. Most people would relax at that point. They'd tell themselves, see, you imagined it. But here's the detail that changed everything. He didn't disappear when I lost him. He disappeared when the conditions changed. More visibility, more witnesses, more risk. That's not loss of interest. That's postponement. Like a hand letting go, not because it can't hold, but because now isn't the moment. I kept walking, but the feeling didn't leave. Because real danger doesn't leave emptiness, it leaves structure. And I already knew this wasn't over. I didn't see him again that night, and that should have been the end of it. That's what people believe. Danger has a beginning, a middle, and a clear ending. Real life doesn't work that way, because what changed wasn't him, it was me. I started noticing patterns, not faces, patterns. The same time of evening, the same kinds of streets, the same feeling before I even saw anyone. I began leaving work 10 minutes earlier. Taking different routes, walking near light, near sound, near people. Nothing happened for days. That's how pressure builds, silence that waits. Then one night, almost a week later, I saw him again. Different street, different jacket, same walk, same distance. That was the confirmation, not fear, confirmation. He hadn't chosen a place, he had chosen a person. Me. I didn't react. That mattered. Predators read reactions. I didn't give him one. I kept my pace. I didn't look back, but every surface became a mirror. Car windows, storefronts, dark glass. He was there, always just far enough to look accidental. I passed a group of people. He slowed. I stepped into brighter light. He drifted, not away, around, like water finding space. That's when I understood something most people miss. This wasn't pursuit. This was calibration. He was learning how I moved, how I responded, what made me adjust, what didn't. I made a decision then, a quiet one. I stopped trying to disappear. I let him see that I had noticed, not directly, not obviously, just enough. I changed direction without speeding up. I paused where I normally wouldn't. Small signals, controlled signals. His distance changed, not closer, farther. That told me everything. He wasn't improvising, he was evaluating, and evaluation comes before action. I reached my building. I didn't go inside. That was deliberate. Home is where people relax, where attention drops. I stayed outside, under light, near movement. Across the street, he stopped, watching, waiting. And for the first time, I felt it clearly. Not fear, not yet. Intent. This is the part most stories skip, because nothing dramatic happens. No grab, no shout, no moment you can point to and say, that was it. But this is where people make their mistake. I assumed that awareness was enough, that noticing meant control. It doesn't. Awareness buys you time, nothing more. I stood there longer than I should have, convincing myself that light meant safety. Across the street, he waited, not pretending anymore, not moving, just watching. That should have been my signal. Stillness is not patience, it's commitment. I finally moved, toward the entrance, keys in my hand, the door ahead of me, my back exposed. That's when I felt it, the shift. Not footsteps, not sound, pressure. Like the air behind me had changed. I turned. Too late. He was closer now. Not rushing, not apologetic, just certain. This is another detail people miss. Danger doesn't always run. Sometimes it closes distance calmly. "You're very aware," he said. Not threatening, almost curious. That's when fear arrived. Not loud, cold, precise. I didn't answer. I adjusted my position, angled my body, created space where I could. He noticed. Of course he did. "Relax," he said. "I'm not doing anything." That sentence is never true. I took a step back. He matched it. One step, same distance. That's when I understood. I had waited too long. I had crossed the threshold. And once you do that, you don't reset the situation. You finish it. I didn't run. I didn't scream. I walked. Toward light. Toward sound. Toward people. I reached a small cafe. It was open. I went inside. Not for safety. For visibility. For witnesses. He stayed outside, across the street, watching, waiting. The quiet inside felt heavier than noise. Every sound mattered. Every reflection felt alive. I stayed, not out of fear, out of strategy. Minutes passed. Then headlights appeared. Slow, routine, a patrol car turning the corner. He noticed. A pause. A shift. That was enough. I walked toward the officers. I explained everything, not just what happened, the pattern, the timing, the signals. They stayed with me. They wrote things down. I looked back once. He was gone. Not chased, not caught, just removed by attention. I realized then what had saved me, not luck, not instinct. Attention, strategy, awareness. I had observed before it happened, and that is the difference. Before it happens.